right, Mage Knight, I'm going to give this a whirl. First off, caveat emptor. This is not an actual real-time playthrough of this game, okay? This is a luxurious, leisurely stroll of a game, okay? This game normally does not play as slow as I'm going to be playing it. I don't normally talk to myself. Okay, I do talk to okay, let me try that again. I will be vocalizing all of my strategy during this game, just to think it through, to record it, so when it all goes horribly wrong, maybe I can backtrack and figure out what tactics worked and what tactics didn't work. Normally I do talk a little bit when I play solo. I'll cop to that, but I'm guessing that this is going to be even slower than normal solo playthrough. Okay. If you're looking for a run through, if you're looking for, you know, really fast moves and somebody who knows what they're doing, you are going to be disappointed, right? Warned. Y'all been warned. Please note this is not how this game plays for everybody. This is just how I play it, all right? And if maybe it's your cup of tea, maybe it's not. It is what it is, right? Okay, so I set this up. I had to move off of my good old trusty kitchen table because of the size of this game and the fact that I'm anticipating I'm not going to be sitting down and playing it through in one sitting. I'm guessing I'm going to have to sort of ping back and forth on this game because Mage Knight does take a while to play, especially if you're going as slowly and deliberately as I will be. All right, so I'm in a different place and there's a window here and the lighting's all cooped, but I feel like that's my signature, you know, bad lighting. We all have to have something to designate us from the crowd, and you guys can know it's my video if the lighting is bizarre. Right, I've set this up. We've got our spell offers on that side. We've got our advanced offers on this side. Unit offers on the bottom. 2 more than there are players, which sets us at 3. And I've made sure that one of them, my crossbowman, can be recruited from a village, okay? The only other thing I'm going to note are the recruitment values. Okay, I got 6 and 2 7s. These are great units. I would love any of them to back me up on my adventure here. The recruitment value is a little bit high, so I'm going to try my best to prepare for that, okay? So, I want to be able to get these, in particular, these Uten crossbowmen. I don't think Red Cape monks, yeah, and golems I'm going to have to conquer. I'm either going to have to find a monastery or a mage tower or, you know, something a little bit harder. The easiest place to get people, I think, at the beginning of the game is from a village. So I'm looking for a recruitment of 6. Okay, recruitment of 6. Okay, let me show you how I tweaked the scenario for a solo playthrough, and then we'll get started. Let's do it. Alright, so this is my second play area, and this is where I'm going to lay out the map and deal with my hand of cards. For this scenario, okay, so solo, I have been playing mostly solo conquest, and I haven't been having much luck with it. I think it's a little too hard for me, so I thought rather than be defeated yet again, I would try a different scenario, mix things up a little bit. So I'm looking here at the Mines Liberation, and it's as written for 2 to 4 players. But I think I'm going to try and tweak this just a little bit for solo play. See, just to, like I said, just for something new. All right. So what I've done is, it's supposed to be a shorter scenario with different goals. Right. We're not trying to take down cities. We're trying to liberate mines. Maybe this will be a little easier. And it recommends for 2 players that you have 8 countryside tiles, 1 core non-city and 1 core city. And the only way I'm going to tweak that is I'm going to go down to just 7 tiles. All right, I'm going to take out 1 tile. The other thing is that 4 of these tiles will have mines on them. The other 3 countryside tiles will not. And both of these core tiles also have mines, okay? So that's a total of 6 mines I'm going to have to liberate. Now, the normal setup recommends 2 days and 2 nights, okay, for a total of 4 rounds.
My thinking is, if I'm trying to liberate 6 mines in 4 rounds, that means I'm gonna have to go and at least one of my rounds, I'm gonna have to take out 2 mines in 1 round. That seems a little bit hard, especially, you know, my level of play. So to tweak it a little bit, I'm definitely gonna add in another day. I'm gonna give myself 3 days and 2 nights. I'm gonna throw in an extra day. And my victory condition is going to be to liberate all 4 countryside mines and to try and liberate one of the 2 mines on the core tiles. All right? Either the city or the non-city, it doesn't matter. Because that'll give me 5 rounds and 5 mines. I think that's going to help me pace it a little bit. I'm going to know, okay, every round, be it day or night, I'm going to need to get down in there and take out one of these mines. And if I don't, then the next round I'm going to have to make up for it by trying to take out 2. That's going to be like a total win for me, is if I can liberate all the mines. I'm going to count it as being a pretty good playthrough if I can, at the minimum, take out the 4 countryside tile mines, okay, in 5 rounds. Extra bonus points if I can get into these core tiles and take out some of these harder enemies too. Like I said, this isn't set up for solo, so I don't know if this is an unrealistic expectation or not. But like I said, this is more of a strategy playthrough than an actual, real, legit scenario playthrough. So it's just how I'm going to tweak it. I may, if I'm feeling good, I may throw in that last night if I'm close on these core tiles and give myself 3 days and 3 nights. But I'm going to try and do all 4 mines in 3 days and 2 nights. The only other thing that's going to be tricky is we're going to reveal 2 of these tiles in setup, right? So again, strategy-wise, I like to count the tiles for pacing purposes for this game. So that's going to leave me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tiles to reveal in 5 turns. That's going to be yeah, it's going to be a hard order here. So I need to be flipping minimum. I need to explore 1 tile around. And on some of these, 5 turns and 7 tiles, I'm really hoping to be exploring and flipping 2 tiles every round. That seems a bit high to me, but you know, you gotta aim high if you want to achieve things, right? So that's another reason why I'm putting it just sort of as a stretch goal to liberate to liberate a mine here. I don't know how realistic it is every round to expect to reveal 2 tiles and liberate a mine all in 1 round. I don't know. Maybe we can do this. Maybe we can do this. Let's not sell ourselves short. But that's the scenario I'm picking. That's how I'm going to modify it for solo play. And I have my base goal, my expansion goal. I'm going to mix everything up here, shuffle up my deck, and begin. Wish me luck. All right, let's reveal some tiles. First one. No mines. Okay, not a problem. We'll slide that in here. Line up my symbols, make sure my orientation's right. Got it. And mine. Fabulous. Okay, great. Let's slide this in here. And 2 villages. Oh, isn't that handy? Now we need to place our enemies. Orcs. Face up. What do we have? All right. And we have a little keep over here. Let's find him. Let's see. He goes face down unless we move adjacent to him in the daytime, in which case he'll flip. Villages, great. And for the scenario, there's special rules for these mines, all right? So what's happened here is these marauding orcs and draconians have invaded all of the mines and they're hogging all the crystals for themselves. And so we're trying to liberate them. The problem being, in this mine, there are going to be 2 enemies. First off, face down, we're going to place a brown token. These are the guys lurking deep within the mine. And on top, we're going to put a marauding token. Okay, these guys are also technically in the mine, so we're going to have to fight 2 enemies. But I believe, let me double check here on this first one. 1 brown token face down. 1, interesting. 1 green token face up. Okay, so we get to know who is sort of at the entrance of the mine, I guess. We don't know who is lurking in the depths, okay? I'm going to just sort of stagger these a little bit so I can tell these aren't a normal rampaging enemy. The other difference I believe as well is that to engage these guys we actually have to move into the space. A normal rampaging enemy, right, we can engage adjacent to. For these guys we have to actually go into this mine to liberate them. So we will be fighting 2 enemies at once, which means once again those crossbowmen are looking nicer and nicer. Okay, so our map is set. Let's grab our D deck and pull our first 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'll come back and opine over these in a moment. But let's get the demi player and our mana dice from the source set up, and then talk some strategy. All right, demi player set with his 3 starting crystals. I've got my tactics. Need to roll my little mana for the source here. Fabulous, fabulous. 2 green or red and a gold. Okay, so now we need to figure out which tactic we want, okay? And to do that, I'm going to have to take a good look at my hand, the board, and plan my attack. So let's sit down and strategize. Tactics. All right. So let me tell you my thoughts on tactics on the first round, okay? This is what I've puzzled out. So early bird and solo play is pretty much useless. And I don't see why you'd want to go first. Unless I'm missing something, please fill me in. These 3, planning the right moment and rethink. In my mind, these 3 tactics seem like they become more powerful later in the game, right? Rethink lets you discard cards, including wounds. That's kind of handy. I don't have any wounds right now. The right moment and planning, both of these cards to me help you prolong your turn. What I mean by that is they either give you an extra turn or they let you draw more cards into your hand, all right? I'm thinking that when the dummy player is moving through his deck really fast, right? When he has a lot of crystals in his inventory and we're flipping those additional pacing cards, seems like planning in the right moment all of a sudden become more valuable because they allow me to sneak in another play or to sneak more cards into my hand so I can keep pace with the dummy player. So I tend to not gravitate toward these 3 cards early in the game. All right, that's my strategy. Again, if you see something I don't, if you play these cards different, please let me know. So these are the 2 cards that I tend to favor for beginning tactics. All right, Mana Steel, great start. Great start pulls 2 more cards into my hand. I use that a lot when I get a really what I think of as a poor hand draw. And Mana Steel is if you just want to bank some mana for later in your turn. So these are the 2 cards that I tend to use most often for the first round, for the first day. Okay. So let me look. Let me think here. Okay, so now let me analyze my hand. I got 2 movement. I know I have 6 movement cards total, so I've already pulled a third of them right now. I also know I need to be flipping at least 1 of these terrain tiles every turn. So I need to be a little bit careful. I don't want to back myself into a corner where I'm going to need lots of movement because I have already burned through a third of my movement in my opening hand. All right, so I'm going to keep that in mind. I got some great movement. Don't have a lot of battle cards, that's okay. I did end up with 2 of my 3 crystal mana cards, all right? So there's only 1 other out there that's going to get a crystal into my hand, okay? So I'm going to take a note of that. Mana is going to be plentiful now, not so plentiful at the end of my turn, okay? I'm going to take a look at the board now that I've kind of figured out where I am here. Mind liberation, this is where we need to end up. However, at this point, we are definitely not strong enough to go down into a mine and take out 2 enemies. My strategy is, let's recruit first, okay? Normally, when you go into a mine, you cannot take your units with you. But this scenario specifically says, for mine liberation, all right, for this scenario only, nighttime rules apply in these mines, but you get to take your units with you, okay? So I want me some units. And I know those crossbowmen come from villages, so I got 2 villages here, okay? So I could head to this village and try and recruit and then head down into this mine. But I'm thinking I'm just not going to be strong enough to do that, 1. Number 2, I'm looking where this mine is. There's no way to reveal a tile over here if I'm playing wedge shape, right? This is my coastline. So to get to a tile reveal, I'm going to have to be moving through these, what are these? I don't know, hilly bits. That's not too bad, you know, that's not too bad. I could get 1 tile reveal way down here, okay? But I'm thinking before I hit this mine for liberation, I want to be a little stronger than I am right now at the opening of this game, okay? And so I'm kind of eyeing these orcs, these rampaging orcs. I figure if I head up here and I take out these orcs, I'll be able to pop into this village, pick up my bowman, maybe reveal a tile. If there's a mine up here, maybe I'll head for it. Or I can swing around through here, right? Maybe take a whack at this keep before I head down into this first mine, all right? So what I'm thinking, that's kind of going to be my plan here. I'm kind of going to do a little loop-de-loo through here. Head this way first, okay? And I can end on a healing glade. I can heal up if I need to. But I am going to try and recruit early, right? So to do that, remember those crossbowmen were going to cost me 6. I'm either going to have to bank a red or a white crystal, okay? So that I'm going to have enough influence to pick them up, okay? So, movement, no problem. Don't need to fight. I have a way to get a crystal. I'm feeling okay with this opening hand, which makes me think I probably don't need Great Start. Probably don't need 2 more cards. I love this, and I really hope Dummy Player doesn't pull it, because I would love to have this pop up later. Mana Steal, however, I'm very tempted in, because here's a way to grab me, I have a red mana sitting in the source here. I could Mana Steal it right off the bat. I can use red for fighting, and I can use red for recruiting if I pull that, which one is it? Intimidate? Threaten? One of those, you know, the red recruit card, right? If I play a red mana with that, that's going to get me all the way up to 5 influence, which is pretty close to get those bowmen. So I'm thinking Mana Steal. I'm thinking I'm going to do Mana Steal. And it says when you take this, take 1 mana dice of a basic color, put it on this card. You can use that on any turns this day. When I do, I re-roll it, put it in the source. Okay? So I'm heading here to recruit. I think I'm going to pull a red mana. It's going to reduce me to only 2 mana rolling, but why not try it? Why not try it? So I'm going to have this, I'm going to bank this red. I can either use it for fighting or recruiting. I'll put that to the side. Okay. So now, Dummy Player gets to pick his card, and please don't pick Great Start. I would love for you to pick Early Bird, but it doesn't always happen. All right. Yes! Good start. I'm liking this already. Early Bird. Okay, we're going to discard this tactic. And that lets us know that Dummy goes first, and we go second. Fabulous. Fabulous. I'm liking the way this is starting already. Okay. So, what did I just say? Oh, right. Dummy goes first. Let's get him done. All right, Dummy, you wanted to be the early bird? Enjoy it. 1, 2, 3. We don't have any blue. Great. Okay, let's get moving.